Blue Eyes White Dragon deck profile. So before we get to the deck profile, please leave a like on the video. Leave a comment down below what you like about the deck, and make sure you subscribe to the channel with the bell turned on so you don't miss a notification for an update. And let's get to the deck. So first, we're going to start off. We're going to have 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. I've seen other deck profiles that only run 2, but for a true Blue Eyes deck, you should have 3. So next, I also two Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon. One Blue Eyes Jet Dragon. One Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon. One Dragon Spirit of White. One Blue Eyes Solid Dragon. For rituals, I run one Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon and one Blue Eyes Chaos Dragon. So they one Deep Eyes White Dragon.
Oh, you did so fast I couldn't even see it. Your brother commented and said it's the Almighty Kyle.
One Nibiru, the Primal Being.
It looks like a rock.
Yeah, so it kind of has an effect like the Winged Dragon of Ross here move, where you contribute your opponent's monsters. One Pandemic Dragon. One Neo Kaiser Glider. One Goddess of Sweet Revenge.
For this deck, you have the maximum amount of cards you can have, yes?
Yes, I have 60. So 28 monsters and 32 Spiller Traps.
Hello, Michaela.
Hello. Thank you for joining. 2 Assault Wyvern. One Neo Kaiser Seahorse. So this card is really good for helping with ritual summoning, because you can change the level of a light tuner monster on the field, so itself, or if you have another light tuner. One Dictator of D. One King of D. If anyone can tell me, leave a comment down below, why in all the D monsters, like Lord of D, King of D, Dictator of D, Lady of D, why do they abbreviate it as D and not Dragon? I've always wondered that.
They might not have enough space to fit it.
Maybe, but I mean, and same thing with Red Eyes Black Dragon, they abbreviate it to B. One Keeper of the Shrine. One Ash Blossom.
Hold on. It's Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring.
Most people just say Ash Blossom.
Okay.
One White Stone of Ancients. 1 Protector of Eyes of Blue, and 1 Sage with Eyes of Blue. One Effect Veiler.
Normally you go over what the cards do, but because this is an update, I'm assuming you're just going through what your current deck is.
Well, because I went over all the new cards when I went over the Blue Eyes White Destiny structure deck, don't really need to go over these.
It's a Maiden of White.
Yeah. So next we'll get into the spellcast, the spell and trap cards.
Ezekiel says much love with 100 emoji.
Thanks for the support. Alright, so first off, for ritual summoning, I have 1 advanced ritual art and 1 chaos form. One Beacon of Light. One Burst Stream of Destruction.
They said, keep doing your thing, bro.
Oh, Joel?
Ezekiel.
Oh, Ezekiel. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. 1 Called by the Grave.
Have you ever had someone describe to you what the cards look like?
Nope.
Okay. We'll do that in the future. They said,
1 Dragon's Mirror.
Michaela says you have fantastic cards.
Thank you.
He's worked really hard to get the cards that he needed.
Yeah, it was a struggle. I had to take some of the cards out to have, like, the 60 card limit. 1 Dragon Revival Rhapsody.
Oh, it's pretty.
1 The Flute of Summoning Dragon. 1 Fusion Tag. 1 Megamorph. 1 Melody of Awakening Dragon.
Oh, you have a new subscriber. Thank you, Michaela.
Thank you, I appreciate it. I've never actually seen it, but I've heard that the artwork on this is cool. It's like the
Let me see.
Lord of D playing Blue Eyed.
It is. It's very shiny and it's very pretty, yeah. Epic, I think, is what they're going for. It kind of looks like he's floating.
1 Mausoleum of Light. So this is our field spell. It's with one of the extra deck monsters. It's really easy to search now.
Sorry.
1 Mystical Space Typhoon. Dealing with back row cards. I don't think anyone likes back row cards. Polymerization. 1 Revival of the Dragon Lords.
No, return.
Oh, Return?
Yes.
Return. Okay, whatever. Return of the Dragon Lords.
It'd be the same braille anyway.
Yeah. I guess we'll go over the new spell and trap cards. So 1 Roar of the Blue Eyes Dragons.
It
Your eyes
is
are
not
eyed.
focusing. Like, it's not focused. Blue-eyed.
Okay. You want to read the effect?
If I can get it to focus, yeah. Special summon in defense position 1 blue eyes monster from your deck, graveyard, or banishment. They want to see your best card.
My best card in the deck?
I don't know if it's for this deck, just your best card. But if you control no blue eyes white dragon, you can only special summon blue eyes white dragon with this effect. If you cannot special summon from the... Also, you cannot special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, except dragon monsters. You can banish this card from your graveyard, fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field, including a blue eyes monster. You can only use 1 Roar of the Blue-Eyed Dragons effect per turn, and only once that turn. What would you say is your best card?
Out of this deck? Maybe... I think that has a pretty good effect. Blue Eyes Jet Dragon.
The Blue Eyes Jet Dragon? You think that's... Okay. So out of all your decks, what would you say is your best?
Out of all my decks...
I know you have a lot of decks.
I'd say either the new Synchro Monster for Blue Eyes, which is Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon, or maybe Quintet Magician for my Dark Magician deck.
Oh, I don't even think I've seen that one, and I normally play the Dark Magician deck.
Quintet Magician, you've summoned it before.
Have I?
You've only summoned it once.
Was that the one time I won?
I believe so.
Yeah.
2, Trade-In. What's the Pot of Greed for the dragons? If you know what Pot of Greed does, you can comment down below. Do you know what Pot of Greed does?
I believe it lets you draw cards, correct?
Yeah, and it's a running gag in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Is it?
Yeah.
What's the gag?
The joke is from Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series, and in almost every episode they ask, what does Pot of Greed do?
Why?
It's just a joke.
That's like how in Pokemon there's always the well, there's always Team Rocket in every episode, but then they made it so Jigglypuff is also in every episode.
Yeah.
Like a running... Okay.
Team Rocket is a joke.
They are. But
1 Ultimate Fusion.
They would make a really good guy. This is not a Pokemon video, though. So.
I mean, James would, not Jessie.
You don't think she would make a good guy?
No.
Okay, maybe this is a debate for later. She's done good. I think she's the leader.
No.
Okay.
Meowth is the leader.
No one respects
one
him.
Vision with eyes of blue. One Wishes for Eyes of Blue. Shara is going to read this one.
Okay. Discard 1 card and add 1 light level 1 tuner and 1 spell or trap card that mentions Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck to your hand. Except Wishes for Eyes of Blue. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon you control, equip 1 Blue Eyes monster from your extra deck to it as an equip spell that gives it 400 attack. You can only use each effect of Wishes for Eyes of Blue once per turn.
Okay. So that's the spell cards. We'll get in the trap cards now. I have 3 attack and receive. So this is really good for like burn damage to your opponent. So for um, however many copies you have in the graveyard, you can also inflict extra damage to your opponent.
How's
1
that?
Destined Rivals. It's another card Shara's gonna read.
Okay. If you control Blue Eyes White Dragon or Dark Magician, negate the effects of all face-up monster your opponent currently controls until the end of this turn. You can only activate 1 Destined Rivals per turn, and the it looks like it's a Blue Eyes attacking a Dark Magician, which I find it interesting that they're rivals because the Dark Magician is actually not as strong as Blue Eyes.
Yeah, but it combines itself with magic cards to either equal or
Yeah, but base on its own, it's not as strong. So it's like a weird rival where you have to be able to strengthen it, and it's never guaranteed that you'll have the cards to strengthen it, you know?
yeah. 1 Infinite Impermanence. This is another card Shara's gonna read.
Okay. Target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. Negate its effect until the end of this turn. Then, if this card was set before activation and is on the field as resolution for the rest of this turn, all other spell or trap effects in this column are negated. If you control no cards, you can activate this card from your hand.
One Majesty of the White Dragons. So I believe this is you can banish Blue Eyes White Dragons from your hand, field, or graveyard up to 3 to destroy 3 cards your opponent controls.
Show up to 3 of the Blue Eyes White Dragon in your hand, face up monster zone, and or graveyard. Then destroy an equal number of cards your opponent controls. So you don't banish them, you just
have to
show
show
them.
them. Okay.
Yeah. You can banish this card from your graveyard, ritual summon 1 ritual monster from your hand by attributing Blue Eyes White Dragons from your hand or field, whose total level equal its level. You can only use each effect of Majesty of the White Dragons once per turn. I don't like the way my S's were coming out there. Sounded like whistling.
1 Minor Goblin Official. So this is another burn card. So typically when Shara and I play, or if I duel against someone else, like my brother or whatever, we'll start with 4,000 life points. There's been a variation between all different Yu-Gi-Ohs. You started off at 2,000, then it was 4,000, then it was 8,000. Um, but when you get down to 3,000 and you flip this card, each of your opponent's standby phases, they lose 500 life points. So that's another burn card that you can use. I like to use that along with the attack and receives. Next, I got 2 True Light. So this is the
There you go.
equivalent of Eternal Soul. So when you flip this, you can special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand or your graveyard. Also, if you have a Blue Eyes White Dragon on the field, you can search your deck for a Blue Eyes White Dragon related spell or trap card.
Yeah, I don't like when you use that card.
I have this one because I usually play the Blue Eyes deck, and you usually play the Dark Magician deck, so you have 2 copies of Eternal Soul.
Yeah, I play Eternal Soul. I just don't like when you play that one. It's too powerful.
And also, when True Light or Eternal Soul would be destroyed, all monsters on the field would be destroyed. So
Yeah.
that's another reason she doesn't like it. 1 Ultimate Creature of Destruction. So this is the last card Shara will read.
Okay. The ultimate creature of destruction. Target one blue eyes monster you control. This turn, that face-up monster is unaffected by card effects except its own. It cannot be destroyed by battle. Also, any monster it battles is destroyed at the end of the damage step. While this card is in your graveyard, if you normal or special summon a blue eyes white dragon, you can set this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. You can only use the effect of the ultimate creature of destruction once per turn.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. And last trap card, we have one, Waking the Dragon. So when this face down card is destroyed, you can special summon a normal monster from your extra deck. So I believe the only extra deck monster I have that's normal is the regular Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, which is still pretty good. 4,500 attack.
Also, he's not doing subtle advertising. I don't even think you know what you're wearing. You're wearing the Cabela shirt.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
So it's not subtle advertising. He just has no clue what he has on.
Okay, so now we'll get into the extra deck.
But I like Cabela's, so.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, I don't. Is there Cabela's in New Jersey?
I have no idea what that is.
It's like have you heard of Bass Pro Shops?
Nope.
Okay, it's like a store for hunting and fishing. It's like camping equipment, stuff like that.
Okay.
It's an outdoorsy store.
Okay, first we got the level 9 Synchro Azure Eye Silver Dragon.
This is not gonna focus. Okay. Is it Azure?
Azure.
I thought
Azure.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call it. So when this card is synchro summoned, until the next turn, all dragon monsters are unaffected by card effects, and during each of your standby phases, you can special summon a normal monster from your graveyard.
Do you know why they changed the? Because it's still blue eyes. Why did they change it to Azure? That's just blue.
I don't know. Look up what color Azure is.
Blue. Azure. It's blue. It's like a light blue.
One blue eye spirit dragon. So when this card is synchro summoned, you cannot control more than one monster on the field. Also, you can negate effects from the graveyard. And quick effect, you can tribute this card and special summon one light synchro monster from your extra deck.
Originally, you weren't going over cards. Are these just the new cards?
Going over the extra deck.
Okay.
One Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon. So this one Shara is going to have to read.
Wow, you lied. 2+ tuners plus 1 non-tuner blue eyes monster. Your opponent cannot banish cards from your graveyard. They were able to?
If they have the effect too. Like, if you have an effect in the graveyard.
Okay. You can only use each of the following effects of Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon once per turn. When a card or effect is activated in the field, quick effect, you can negate the activation, and if you do, the card gains 1,000 attack until the end of this turn. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can special summon one light dragon monster from your graveyard, except Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon.
Okay. So another one for you to read. Indigo Eyes Spirit Dragon. Or Indigo Eyes Silver Dragon.
Yeah.
So that's the new XE monster.
2 level 8 monsters. Yeah, it's an XYZ. Cannot attack directly unless this card has a normal monster as material. You can only use each of the following effects of Indigo Eyes Silver Dragon once per turn. If this card is XYZ summoned, you can negate the effects of all face-up cards your opponent currently controls. You can detach one material from this card, then target one normal monster in your graveyard or banishment, special summon it, and if you do, it gains 1,000 attack. That's interesting that there's cards where you can resummon banished cards. Because I thought the whole point of banishment was that they're gone.
They are gone, but there are cards to bring them back. Alright. Alright, so next two are the Link monsters, which I actually never thought I would run in my deck, but...
Hold on, Zaya's asking about the Braille. So Kyle actually added the Braille himself. He just has someone read to him the stats of the card, and then he adds it on. I think we've gone over that before.
Yeah, so a lot of them I do remember from, like, the show, so I'm able to do them myself, but if they're, like, newer cards, I'll have someone read them to me. So before I go over this card, I'll read to you what I have. So for in place of the monster name, so I don't write the whole thing out because obviously the name is going to be too long for me to write. So I have the contraction for spirit, which is not going to make sense unless you know Braille, and then E and then B for spirit with eyes of blue. Below that I have L, and then I have 1 for Link 1. I have L for light, and then below that I have 300, which is the attack. And then inside the plastic case, obviously I have, I put a blue upper deck sleeve with the card inside of it, because the extra deck monsters I don't want to Braille, because, well, one, they're, what do they call it? They're hollow, so they're super rare, ultra rare, stuff like that. But also they could be valuable in the future, say I do ever want to sell them. So this is a card Char is going to read.
Okay. If I can focus, so it's spirit with eyes of blue, which is what you were explaining your Braille on. It is 1 level 4 or lower dragon or spellcaster monster. You cannot special summon except dragon monsters. You can only use each of the following effects of spirit with eyes of blue once per turn. If this card is link summoned, you can take 1 Mausoleum of White from your deck and either add it to your hand or send it to the graveyard. You contribute this card, special summon 1 blue eyes monster from your hand or graveyard, and if you special summoned an effect monster from your graveyard by this effect, it cannot attack, and its effects are negated.
Okay. So next we have a Link 2, Heavenly Spears of the... No, Heretic Seal, the Heavenly Spheres. So Link 2, Light, Link, and then attack 0. Another Shara read.
Okay. It's 2 dragon monsters once per opponent's turn. If this card is in the extra monster zone, quick effect, you contribute 1 monster from your hand or field, return 1 face-up card on the field to the hand. If this card is tributed, special summon 1 dragon monster from your hand or deck, and make its attack defense 0. You can only use this effect of the Heretic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres once per turn.
Okay. Alright, so next we'll get into fusion monsters. So first is Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon. So I believe it. Is it a contact fusion? It's blue eyes and another dragon. You don't have to use polymerization.
Yeah, it's a dragon fusion effect.
So it's unaffected by trap cards. You can attack all monsters your opponent controls. Right?
I don't know. It's not focusing. Must first be either fusion summoned or special summoned from your extra deck by tributing one Blue Eyes White Dragon equipped with a fusion monster unaffected by trap cards or effect. Yeah, you said that. Can attack all monsters your opponent controls once per turn at the end of the damage step. If this card battled, you can target one trap in your graveyard and set it.
Okay.
Okay.
One Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon. So this is another contact fusion monster. So it's 2 Blue Eyes White Dragons you can send to the graveyard. You don't need to use polymerization. This card cannot be destroyed by battle, and it can attack up to twice per turn.
Okay. Some of your cards look like they have a lot more braille on them.
Like this one?
Yeah. Like some don't have a lot, but some just look. I think it's because of like the length of the name.
Maybe. One regular Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon.
Okay. Well, I was trying to get it to focus.
One Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon.
These cases make them hard to focus.
Yeah.
Okay.
One Blue Eyes Alternative Ultimate Dragon. One 5-headed dragon.
I don't think I've seen you play this.
Actually don't know if I had against you. Same thing with this card. And the last one is Dragon Master Knight.
Does the 5-headed dragon work similar to how it did in the episode?
Yeah.
Okay.
So its effect is the only monster that can destroy it is a light monster. So it can't be destroyed by dark, water, fire, earth, or wind. And then there are other like variations of it. I think like there's a link monster. There might be another version of it. I'm not positive. But that is my Blue Eyes White Dragon deck profile. Please like the video. Leave a comment what cards you liked in the deck. Leave any comments if you have any suggestions of cards I should put in my deck. Coming up soon, I'm going to do a dragon deck profile of my dragon deck. So stay tuned. Subscribe if you're not. And we'll see you in the next one. Blind Bastard out.
Bye.